I'm Mark Callahan, Mr. Saltwater Tank, coming to you on behalf of saltwateraquarium.com. The question that reefers used to ask about LEDs were, will they grow coral? And over the past decade, reefers have overwhelmingly proven that LEDs will indeed grow coral. Nowadays, the questions are more about, will it produce enough light? And will it produce enough light deep enough in my tank? Now, Kessil, who has a track record of producing LEDs that not only grow coral, but also produce plenty of light, have just come out with their new light, the Kessil A500X. Kessil says this light is specifically meant for SPS tanks, which need a lot of light, and deeper tanks, which need a lot of light deep at the bottom of the tank. Now, lucky for you, I've got a 48-inch section of my tank here, and I'm going to put the A500X over that deep section and see what kind of part numbers I get out of it. Now, before I jump into the test, let's take a closer look at the light. The A500X has a similar round form factor to the A80 and the A360X. The A500X is noticeably larger than the A360X, mainly in the height dimension, and most of the added space is open space for the active cooling of the fixture. The bottom side of the A500X sports Kessil's famous dense matrix LED and the included 110-degree angle lens. If you're looking for more light penetration, the included 55-degree lens is easily added to the light via magnets. You can easily change lenses without taking the fixture off your aquarium. For deeper tanks who need even more light penetration, a 35-degree lens is available, which Kessil recommends for 48-inch deep tanks. Getting the 500X over your tank is easy, as there is an included hanging ring, or you can use the Kessil mounting arm or the A-series gooseneck. Thanks Kessil for all the mounting options, as getting light over your tank can be a real challenge. With all this light, you're going to need control, and there are a couple different ways to control the A500X. One is by the manual adjustment knobs on the top of the fixture. There's one for color temperature and one for intensity, through the optional Kessil Wi-Fi dongle and the Kessil Wi-Fi app. And just around the corner is native control to the Neptune Systems Apex. All right, let's fire this thing up and see how it does over my 987-gallon drop-off tank. Starting with the stock 110-degree lens and the A500X at 100% intensity, here's how the par numbers shook down. It's been a while since I maxed out a par meter, and the A500X definitely did that. What jumped out at me was how much the par value dropped even at 6 inches. Now, I reminded myself that the 110-degree lens is there for spread, not for penetration. Since the A500X was built for deeper tanks, I quickly installed the 55-degree lens, kept the fixture at a 100% intensity, and here's the results. Taking things a step further, I added the 35-degree lens, kept the intensity at 100%, and the first thing that jumped out at me was that the shimmer disappeared completely. There is zero shimmer with the 35-degree lens at any intensity. Jumping back to par values, at 100% intensity, the par meter was maxed out at the surface and at 6 inches below the water surface. Moving all the way down to the bottom of my 48-inch drop-off tank, I still got 190 par. Now, since most reefers accept 100 par at the sand bed as a rule of thumb, I turned down the fixture until I got to 100 par on the sand bed. Only once I got the fixture to 50% did it hit the 100 par level at the sand bed. There's tons of light coming out of this fixture, even for deep tanks. Here's the rest of the par numbers for your review. If you're a par-hungry reefer, or you're a reefer with a deep tank, the Kessil A500X is going to definitely fill that niche. And the A500X comes from a company with a long track record. See, a lot of times I go to a trade show and I see this new LED company. And then I go to the trade show a year later and that LED company is nowhere to be found. So if you bought a light from that company, you're SOL. Kessil's been around for a long time, and they're also in many industries, so I'm very likely that they're going to continue to be around well into the future. That means they're going to keep producing great lights like the A500X, and if you happen to need support, they're going to be there for you. So good work on the A500X, Kessil. Thanks for lighting up the deep part of my tank, pegging out my par meter, and almost blinding me. That was my fault. Don't look directly into the fixture. I'm Mark Callahan, Mr. Saltwater Tank, coming to you on behalf of saltwateraquarium.com. I'll catch you in the next episode.